In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a blog post. This video tutorial is using the blog post to also show you how to create content for an email blast, how to create an event page, how to basically do anything on the website that requires you creating any sort of new page. All right. So I'm actually in the dashboard in this video. I've already logged into my account. Now, when you click on website, Healthcare is a Human Right, Maryland, as I go through this, if you find that you can't do these things, that means you don't have the necessary permissions that allow you to do it, and you'll need to contact the administrator, who I think at this point is Dr. Nationbuilder. All right, so let's go to, we're creating a blog, right? So blog. Now each page, blog is a parent page with subpages, meaning that each blog post is a subpage according to the way that Nationbuilder is set up. So you can think of this as the mama and all of these as the babies. So we're going to create a new post, and the headline, how to create a blog post, and the slug, you can just use that. The slug is what happens after hchrmd.org/. If you want a short slug that's going to be easier to just tell people to type in from their phones, for example, you could choose one that's shorter. So new blog post, or just blog post. All right, I'm going to do this as published, create blog post. In the content section, this is called a WYSIWYG, which means what you see is what you get. That means, so it's a bunch of small functions similar to a very limited word processor. The biggest lesson to learn from the WYSIWYG is that like when you make a lot of stylistic changes, so say you do this in format A, format B, format C, format D, and then you go and you're like, this is going to be like this, and then this is going to be like this, and you keep doing it. At a certain point it's going to break and you're going to have trouble, and you'll just have to find out from Nationbuilder how to fix it. So that's why it's called what you see is what you get, because if you see a problem, it's normal. So I'm going to delete this so that we can see how this works. So if you want to see this sort of shell of the blog post, the shell of the new page that we've just created, you can see that the headline is at the top of the page. You can see that my account, it says that I posted it. It puts my picture here. You can change your picture by going to your own account settings in Nationbuilder. So similar to many word processors, there is right here is a number of different types of text that you can use. So heading 1, heading 2. Heading 1 is the one we just saw where it says how to create a blog post. Heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5. Ignore the block quote. If you're doing a quote, I recommend just doing normal text and then indenting it. And this is the indent, left, right, indent it 1 over. This is the text color, alignments, bullet list, numbered list. Again, these are all very rudimentary. Indents, insert link. To insert link, you do the text, and I think you can do it with Control-K. Control-K is the command that you use in Word, but you can either do Control-K or you can just hit this, and then you want to go www.where'smydinner.com, and then this is sort of a trick. It's going to do something. Oh, usually it says, put a comma, HTTP. It all needs to have an HTTP, and if it doesn't, then it will tell you to add it. All right. So email me. So you can also create a link to email somebody by going to insert edit link and then mail to. So this is so it's mail to mail to colon and then the email address. So then I'll show you how to insert an image. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to browse. And I'm going to find something. Let's see if I can find a bigger one. I think, no, let's find a bigger one. Graphics and images. Photos. These should all be pretty big. Let's find a bigger one. I think this one will be pretty big. Yes. All right. So these dimensions, this is gonna make the image really large. Now, if you want to make an image description, you can. The image description shows when you hover your cursor over the image as you're looking at the website, and it'll give the image description. I would put photo of a march for healthcare. And so if someone is using a specific browser for the visually impaired, then that browser will be able to tell them what the photo is of. So it's considered best practice, but a lot of people don't do it. So the dimensions are pretty high. It's going to look super big. And then you're like, oh no, it's so big. So to fix that, go to edit image. Like usually most email images look better at a smaller rate, like 350. And if you click tab, then it's going to automatically change this. There we go, 228. Oh, maybe I made it a bit too small. All right, let's make it 500. Okay. So let me also show you how to create a link to this. You can turn this photo into a link so that if someone clicks on it, it'll take them somewhere. So HTTP. I'll show you what happens if you don't put HTTP. Do you want to add this? Yes. It'll do the same thing with your email. If you type in just an email address instead of mail to, it'll do the same thing. All right. So next thing I want to do is show you how to wrap text, which is especially useful for email blasts. So let's see. Let's copy and paste some text. All right. So it's going to be a weird mix of Medicare for All and the Cliff Notes for Pride and Prejudice, just like Jane Austen intended. So if you want, so what I'm doing to wrap text, what does that mean? That means that the text is going to go around this image. So to do that, click on this, click on the image, and then you click on Align Left, and then it does that, which, okay, so now the text is wrapped, but as you can see, there's like no space and it hurts your eyes. So to fix that, you go to edit your image, and this is where you add this invisible border space in between the image and the text. So when you go to the image, it takes you to general. You go to advanced, you put 15 here, and what that will do is it'll add a space of 15 pixels. So you're going to see something happen now. So now there's a space here, but the problem is the border it created actually created a space here too. So now I'm going to show you how to fix that. To fix that, you go back here, back to advanced, and you turn the margin left into 0 pixels. You turn the margin left into 0 pixels. Come on. Oh, it didn't update it. Right, it should work. There we go. Okay, thank goodness, it worked. All right, so now you know, and you can make this space bigger by making it bigger than 15 pixels. So yeah, so let's say that you wanted to make a little, you can also make a title here by going Pride and Prejudice, and then you can click, here's heading 2, right? So, so you can do this throughout and use it to spruce up your newsletter. And you can also edit your photo size this way. So let's say I want it to be much bigger. Let's say I want it to be super big. And you can edit it that way. And so you cannot edit your photo inside of here. You have to upload your photo in the format that you want it, that is going to go on the website. If you want to crop it or do any of that other work, you have to go and re-upload it. And you can also delete the photo by clicking delete, Control Z to take that back. You can also change, I think you can upload and change it by clicking browse for an image. All right, so I'm going to, what else is good? Oh, it really did paste something. So let's save content. Now there's this section here that says after the flip that is supposed to be a sort of like preview of what the page looks like. The after the flip doesn't always work, and it doesn't always work very well, so I generally ignore it and just look at the page. I'm clicking refresh, see how the page looks now. So there's my title, there's the link I put, there's the email. Let's see if that works. Yep. Now this goes to, that link works. And you can see the Pride and Prejudice thing. That actually it turned out that because this theme actually formats this blog post to be really, really narrow. But we can fix that. So let me show you how to fix that. To fix that, you go to Settings. And you'll find this a lot for just about any page you're creating for the website. You'll find that this might happen. So show sidebar, unclick that. Hopefully that's going to sort this out. Refresh. There we go. So now you can see the wrap text. Okay, so there's one last thing to know about creating your blog post, and that's that you want it, when you share it on social media, you want the preview to work. Because at the moment, the way the website automatically does things, if I were to take the link from this page and share it on Facebook or Twitter, it would show this image instead of this one, and it would just say this title. That would be it. So what you want to do is you want to make a default post how to create a blog post, and then here you will put a description for Facebook, a primer, what a smart word, on how to write a blog about Medicare for all, with healthcare is a human right, Maryland. Generally, you only want it like 1 or 2 sentences like that. And then you can choose a thumbnail photo. Let's go back to graphics and images, maybe some memes. Here's the one with the cats. Let's try this. I can't remember how well this works, but let's try it. Sometimes you have to take the thumbnail out, but let's see how to create a blog post. Right, so there's no thumbnail. Okay, good. Sometimes it puts it in a weird space. But what this means now is that you could ignore the featured content sliders and everything else. But what you do have is you've got your social media thing. So now when you share it, this text that you want people to see on social media explaining what the link is about, and this picture to draw their attention, which could also be the image we just used. I won't go there. That'll cover that. All right, so that's about it for how to create a blog post. I'll show you a few things about how to create an event page and just show you how similar it is. So I'm going to go back. Let me delete this page because it's going to look pretty funny. Settings. I think you can do it in settings. This is where you can edit the headline at the top of the page. And you can edit the slug. So delete. Yes, I'm sure. All right, so calendar. You can create, so just like in blog posts, you click on events and subpages. So just like with blog posts, where each blog post was like a subpage of this calendar, of the blog, each calendar event is a subpost of the calendar. So new event, teddy bear picnic, create page, and then you choose your venue name, in the park, and then contact person's name is Teddy Ruxpin. Is that how you say his name? Teddy at magicforest.org. This is not necessary, but you can do it. Same with the phone number. You can also sell tickets if you want. You can ask for phone and address or require phone and address. And what that means is that if you are allowing people to RSVP, which you can enable or disable, what that means is that if you require their phone and address, that means that when this is going to import their information into the system, and by getting their address, we're able to find out through the system who their representative is. So I generally, if it's like an event, like say like a barnstorm or a movie night or something like that, I would encourage you to accept RSVPs and to require phone and address. So let's save this. Then advanced, I think I don't normally do anything with this page. You can add a tag to people who RSVP, intro. So this is the page that's more like, it's exactly like what we saw before, right? And then your location is where you enter lists about location. There's also a written guide. I believe I produced a written guide on how to edit this. That should be on the resources. Let's see. Resources, member resources. This is a new resource page that you can only see. Okay, so it's not there. So I haven't done it. So we're doing it here then. So you put the venue address. Baltimore, Maryland, 21211. So it'll give it to you. It'll put it on a map. And then the social media, I think it tries, it can't create a Facebook event. It looks like it can, but this is a functionality that hasn't worked for like years. So I'm going to go back to the intro and write something really quick. Who bring all the honey, not responsible for these things. Right. Now let's see what it looks like on the events page. That was the date that it automatically chose. You can change that in your event settings. So by having this Google Map and directions, it'll bring it right up. So, okay. So that's how to create an event. I'm going to, as before, I'm going to delete this. So this is where you can change the date and time. Settings is where you go to delete a page. Now, once you delete a page, it's deleted forever. You can't get it back, just so you know. All right. So there's that. And so this really concludes an introduction into how to create subpages that you can carry across to other different types of pages on the website, how to use the WYSIWYG to create content, whether it's for an email blast or for a blog post or for an event page. If you have any more questions, I recommend that you use this chat button here to contact Nationbuilder support. They usually get back within about a day. All right, that concludes it. Bye-bye.